Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Contract Simplified. I'm Advocate Kritika here, and in today's video, we are going to discuss another crucial clause in the contract, the severability clause. This clause ensures that if one part of the contract is found to be invalid, the rest of the contract remains intact. But what happens if it's not drafted well? Well, let's take a look at an example. Here is an example of severability clause. If any part of this agreement is found to be invalid, the entire agreement will not be considered void, and the parties will no longer be bound by any of its terms of that clause, but however, will be bound by other clauses. At first glance, this seems to be a standard severability clause. However, there are some issues with it. Let me explain why this doesn't quite work. First, the statement, if any part of this agreement is found to be invalid, entire agreement will be considered void is too extreme. The purpose of a severability clause is to preserve the enforceability of the remaining parts of the contract, even if one part is deemed invalid. So let's fix it. If any provision of this agreement is determined to be invalid, illegal, or unenforceable by a court of competent jurisdiction, such provision shall be deemed served from this agreement, and the remaining provisions of this agreement shall continue in full force and effect. Parties agree to replace any invalid, illegal, or unenforceable provision with a valid provision that most closely reflects the intent of the original provision to the extent possible. Now, the improvements that we have made are firstly, we specifically mentioned the court of competent jurisdiction. That is, we clarified that only a court can determine the invalidity of a provision. This ensures that the parties are clear about where the decision came from. We also added illegal or unenforceable cover different situation, not just invalidity. Now, the contract can still stand even if one part is found to be unenforceable. This keeps the agreement intact and avoids drastic consequences of the entire contract being void. Sorry for that. So the recap, let's look at three important points that we have to consider. First, don't invalidate the entire agreement. Severability clause should ensure that only the invalid portion be affected, not the entire agreement. Second, specify the jurisdiction. Make it clear that the invalidity must be determined by a court of competent jurisdiction. Thirdly, cover different scenarios. Mention illegal and unenforceable to address various potential issues. This ensures the contracts remain intact even if one part is unenforceable, keeping it functional and protecting both the parties. And that's it for today. I hope this video helped you to understand the importance of drafting a strong severability clause that doesn't lead to an entire contract being void due to one provision. If you found this video helpful or useful, please like, subscribe, and feel free to leave any questions or comments below. I am always happy to answer. Thanks for watching, and yes, I'll see you in the next video.